Dr. Palmer has given me the honor of being able to introduce the hardest working person in the United States Senate. She is a person who believes very, very passionately that the most important place in our state is a family's home, that the most important decisions that are made in our state are made around a family's kitchen table, that there is no progress without a job, and that the future, if we embrace it, if we throw ourselves into these challenges with passion, with humanity, with heart, with commitment, and with the joy and the opportunity that we have to be serving others at this critical time, that this can be a great work that all of us can participate in together. We are so very lucky to have this woman fighting for jobs, fighting for the investments that matter every single day. Please welcome our United States Senator Barbara Mikulski.
Thank you, Governor. Oh, thank you, the dynamic, the intrepid, the unflappable, the unflinching Governor Martin O'Malley. All right. Thank you, Governor, for your warm words, but also thank you for your commitment to what you do for the state each and every day and in every way. We know right now the Maryland General Assembly is in session. We have their leadership with us here today, and that you're looking at the bottom line, but at the same time, you're looking at what we can do to promote jobs, innovation, and the fact that Maryland is one of the best states to do business, go to school, live, work, and raise a family. Let's hear it for Martin, and let's hear it for the two Mikes who run the Maryland General Assembly. I am so pleased to be here with each and every one of you in this room. I'm so pleased to be here today with each and every one of you who are here today, because knowing your backgrounds and talking to you as I came through and the great people here on the stage, we are the people who are committed to saving the planet. Each and every one of you is here because you want to save the planet. And we need to work together to make sure we see it that way. And this is why we in the Maryland delegation, at least 90% of us in the Maryland delegation, see promoting this. Kind words were said about me today, but I must give a real hats off and kudos to my colleague, Senator Ben Cardin, who is one of the staunchest environments in the Senate on the protecting of the environment, an outstanding voice on the Bay, a powerful member of the Budget Committee and the Environmental Committee. We work every day in every way. I fund certain of the programs that you're going to hear about today, but I couldn't do this without Senator Cardin making the policy on the Environmental Committee and the broad brush on the Budget Committee. And our own colleague, Congressman John Sarbanes, this is in his congressional district, but he also sees the Bay as part of his efforts there. So it's Ben, Barb, John, and as I said, 90% of the delegation are here for you. That's not bad. We work every day in partnership with the governor, his cabinet, and members of the Maryland General Assembly. And we do it with love and with passion. But we also are so proud of the fact that not only are we a great state, but we have, I think, the best land-grant college in the United States of America. I think the University of Maryland leads the way every single day in what they do in, number one, educating our young people, doing an incredible job in research and in technology in order to come up with the new knowledge for the new products, and also promoting the innovation here and around the world. You've got so many PhDs up here. It's been doctor through all of us meeting. But they are doctors. They are doctors of a ailing world. They are doctors of a broken planet. We are at a tipping point. This is why we need to work together. And this is why the fact that the other people who are here representing great foundations and other associations, my good friend Phil Sharp, we served in the House of Representatives together. We actually sat on the other side of Al Gore, if you remember. Okay? Talk about sustainability, here we are. And Phil, we're so glad to see you. And of course, the director of the National Science Foundation. You know, everybody knows about the National Science Foundation all around the world. They just need to learn it in the United States Congress. Right this minute, in China, they've created a National Science Foundation, even with the directorates imitating and trying to emulate us. And why? Because of the great research that it does. And today, we all come together in terms of this fabulous coming together of SESYNC. I'm going to call it SESYNC, but we're not going to sync this. And Dr. Palmer, you gave such a great set of thank yous. I felt like I was at the Academy Awards, you know. I want to thank my film producer. I want to thank the people who developed the film. But actually, when I look at Dr. Palmer, don't you think Rachel Carson would be happy today? Don't you think another faculty member at the University of Maryland by the name of Dr. Rachel Carson, who not so long ago worked in the streams and waters all around Maryland and in different parts of the country, and she sounded an alert. She wrote a fantastic book called The Silent Spring. But because of her eloquent voice, a scientist speaking out with the best of science and a certain journalistic know-how, the springs were silent no more. They cried out for a movement, and America responded with the environmental movement. We can never forget that it got started here, got started at the University of Maryland. Dr. Palmer, you're a great legacy of Dr. Rachel Carson. You've worked in the waterways and the streams and so on here. Now you're going to head up this wonderful center that's going to provide us with what we call actionable science. Actionable science. For those of us who work in the national security world, we always talk about actionable intelligence. What do we need to know so we target the right things to make sure America's safe? This is exactly what we need to do right here. This is now the scientific ops center that we hope will produce the actionable intelligence, not only to help us save our bay, but to save the jobs of the people who work on the bay. But it is a national center. It's not only a Maryland center. It's going to take a look at the Gulf of Mexico, where badgered and battered by the great oil spill of last year. Is it recovering? Is it safe to fish? Is it safe to bring back the tourist? What can we do about recovery? How can we take that terrible disaster and learn from it? We can go up to the British Columbia waters, where there's Seattle and there's Portland and there's Vancouver, a great border that's unguarded between two great nations. It's a competitive program that the University of Maryland and all of its campuses competed under rigorous scrutiny by NSF. We want them to be a more frugal government and fund things only that will be sustainable. You want it fair and square. And now the world, Maryland needs you. America needs you. And you know what? What we're going to learn here about the environment and about human beings and human behavior with the social sciences, we're not only going to save ourselves, but once again, the Maryland will lead the way, and the springs will continue to be silent never again. Thank you very much.